We have had to wait 46 days for a 5 at 5 where we can talk about a win, but finally it's here, our first win in 2022. Let's get stuck into my 5 at 5. Number one, and where else can we start other than 2 yellow cards in the same passage of play, something that many football fans who have been watching the game for years have never ever seen. But for some reason, when it comes to Arsenal, we get all the firsts. Let's not forget, this is against the same team where David Luiz got sent off, even though it was, even in that situation, yes, technically they followed the rules. You could always kind of say, look, clearly the rules don't, or they shouldn't at least, they shouldn't override common sense. But it did on that occasion with David Luiz, and it seems like it has on this occasion with Gabriel Martinelli. Now, what I've tried to do is I've tried to figure out whether the referee, according to the rules, did the right thing or not. And there's been a lot of things said about this. People seem to be making rules up out of thin air. It seems like, yes, Michael Oliver did the right thing according to the rules. But I think Mikel Arteta got it absolutely spot on when he said that was a red card that a referee had to want to give. You have to want to give that red card in order to give it. It would have been very easy for him to kind of just in his own mind, before he publicly gives 2 yellows, to downgrade the first incident to, just a ticking off and give him 1 yellow. But to me, it almost seemed like Michael Oliver wanted to... He's not one of those refs, in my opinion, like a Mike Dean, where he wants the limelight. But I think he felt like he was doing something a bit clever, or that he might even get a bit of praise from people that, oh yeah, he very cleverly applied the first yellow and the second yellow. And I just kind of thought to myself, what were you trying to achieve? I'm not going to go as far as saying that he wanted the limelight, he wanted to make it about him, but I do felt like he thought he was being quite smart, whilst in reality, look, I was very, very surprised about the coverage on BT Sport with Robbie Savage, Michael Owen and Rio Ferdinand, I think it was, who were talking about the incident, and they seemed to think that the first incident was a yellow, but then the second foul, where Martinelli has kind of barged a player in the back, wasn't a yellow card. For me, I see it differently. I think the first one, he hasn't pushed him over. He's just been a little bit silly, put his hand in the way. The second one, he's sprinted 60 yards. He knows exactly what he's going to do. He's made no attempt to play the ball. He's gone into the back of a player. It's not shoulder to shoulder. It's shoulder in the back. He's fouled the player. He's stopped a promising attack. That's a yellow card all day long. I can accept that. But for me, the first one, I don't think that deserves a yellow. I get that you can give it, but this is where Mikel Arteta was right. You have to want to give it. And especially when it becomes a red, you really have to want to give it. I think the first one wasn't a yellow card and the second one was. But I want you guys to tell me how you see it. Was it 2 yellows? Was the first one a yellow? Was it the second one a yellow? Let me see how you see the situation and put it in the comments below. But what I would say is that we can talk about the refs, we can talk about everything else. In reality, what Gabriel Martinelli should have done is, after sprinting 60 yards, make it a 65-yard sprint just to get goal side and stand your man up. That's the best way to stop a promising attack, and then you avoid getting yourself a yellow card. Too many yellow cards in that game yet again, and honestly, earlier on in the game I thought it's a matter of time until we get a red. I thought it'd be Xhaka, ended up being Gabriel Martinelli. Let's hope Arsenal finally start a new campaign with no more reds. Number 2, and man, it pains me to talk about this because I feel like I'm talking about it every single time Arsenal play. Due to our lack of transfer activity in the January window, we don't have enough strength of depth in the squad. Now, when we look at our strikers, we've got Lacazette and we've got Nketiah. And my God, Lacazette, when we played Burnley, got a chance in the area, didn't hit the target. When we played Liverpool, Carabao Cup, got a chance, didn't hit the target. Yesterday, against Wolves, 70-odd minutes gone, we're 1-0 up, just gone a man down. He scores this chance, it kills the game off. 70-odd, I think it was the 71st minute. Clear-cut chance. If you want to go watch it back, just skip to that moment of the game. He doesn't even put it on target yet again. I'm getting tired of it. Where was the clinical Lacazette that we signed? Where has he gone? Because right now, it feels like there's no confidence there with him or with anyone watching him that he's going to even test the keeper, never mind make the back of the net ripple. That chance that he had, which was from a fantastic through ball by Gabriel, just in case that goes unnoticed, it's unforgivable to not score from there, to be honest with you. Never mind test the goalkeeper. And, you know, if Lacazette's not performing, which right now he isn't, then we've got Nketiah to come on. And man, I really am worried that that's going to cost us over the course of the season, because as we saw, we very easily could have conceded and then it would have been 2 points dropped. But had Lacazette scored that goal, we would have secured the game at that point. One thing I will say in praise or in defence of Lacazette was that unlike Burnley and unlike Liverpool, there was no silly false nine today or yesterday against Wolves. He was playing as a striker, and that's one thing I'm very glad to see. It's because of that he even got that chance and actually even got another shot off in the first half. But we absolutely need him to be playing as a striker. And I was glad to see that whatever false nine system that they tried to implement over the last few games, hopefully that has been put to bed. Number 3, and this is about Eddie Nketiah and Nicola Pepe. I need your theories, guys, because I am all out of ideas. What is going on? How many times has Nketiah come on? And unfortunately, you know, there was a time where he'd come on and he'd get goals as a sub, but when have you ever heard anyone say, anytime recently, oh, Arteta brought Eddie Nketiah on and he changed the game? And against Wolves, we've got Lacazette coming off and Pepe is on the bench. He's just had a really good AFCON. I mean, I get that we're down to 10 men, but is there zero trust in Pepe from Arteta that he can bring him on and ask him to do a job for 10 minutes to bust the gut? I don't know. Maybe on this occasion, of all occasions, we can excuse it because of the fact that perhaps Nketiah is a bit fresher than Pepe, because obviously Nketiah hasn't played in a while and Pepe's been at AFCON. But I just feel as though I'm starting to worry that Pepe is the next player to be exiled by Mikel Arteta. So let me know in the comments below, who would you have brought on, Pepe or Nketiah? Because given that Nketiah's fresher and Pepe's been at AFCON versus the other side of looking at it saying that Pepe's been on form and Nketiah hasn't been on form, I think it's an interesting debate to have. And I have to admit, I was disappointed that it was Nketiah over Pepe. I felt like Pepe, after his AFCON performances, deserved at least 10 minutes to kind of say, okay, look, boss, I can do a job for you. Number 4, and Ruben Neves has come out after the game and he said, it shows how far Wolves have come because Arsenal celebrated like they have won the league. And now look, there'll be a lot of Arsenal fans that will get up in arms about this and they'll react to the comment from Ruben Neves and not like it. But you know what? I couldn't care less. I've actually said for quite a few years now that Arsenal need to almost enjoy and cherish and be more desperate for each one of those individual 38 victories that are at stake over the course of a season. Once you breed that desperation and that massive desire to win each game, that's when you're starting to cultivate a title winning mentality. Now, I know we're a million miles away from the title, but what I'm hoping is that that's not down to mentality like it has been in the past. If that's down to squad depth or talent, we can put that right in transfer windows. But if the one thing Mikel Arteta is doing is making our players desperate to win, that for me is a good thing. And if Ruben Neves thinks like that we celebrated like we won the league, so be it. I don't care. Even if the masses agree and it's slightly embarrassing, I don't care. And any time people are criticizing how you celebrate your victories, you're in a very good position. I wish all of you that problem in life, that people are taking the mick out of you for how you're celebrating your successes. Long may it continue. And number 5, I want to talk about the man of the match yesterday, Gabriel. Not only did he get the goal, not only did he defend like a rock as well, I thought he played really well, but also his distribution out the back was brilliant as well. The way he laid on that chance for Lacazette when Lacazette really should have scored. It was a beautiful through ball that I think caught a lot of people by surprise. I didn't expect from when he had the ball in his possession that one pass would be able to dissect the entire Wolves team and create a one-on-one very high goal scoring chance for Lacazette. So For me, Gabriel did brilliantly. But what I want to ask here, and what I want your opinion on, is that with Saliba playing so well in France, next season, if we have Gabriel, Saliba and White all to choose from, and we have to decide between those three players for 2 centre-back slots, who would you choose? Would it still be Gabriel and White? Or would you shoehorn Saliba in? And if you are going to shoehorn him in, at the expense of who? Gabriel or White? Because actually, I think they've both done really, really well this season. But I'm curious to see who you guys think has just about shaded it for you as our primary centre-back, the one who's been more dominant over the course of the season. For me, it would be Gabriel that I'd say is our number 1 centre-back, but I wouldn't necessarily drop Ben White when Saliba comes back in. I'd want Saliba to kind of adjust to the league and grow into the team. But that will be a good problem to have, and with Holding as our 4th choice centre-back, that for me is a proper centre-back element of our squad taken care of. Listen, thanks for tuning in. I'm just very glad that I can make this a positive one after a really, really important victory. 4th place is in our hands. Hopefully we can go and take it. Until next time, see you later.